When it's time to buy a new microphone, I feel like there's just so many options out there. And the first thing I think all of us do is just go down that rabbit hole of comparing each mic to every option available, trying to find the very best one for us to buy. But I feel like a question that's not always explored is, why not both of them? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I'm Nefertiti Gold and I'm an electronic R&B artist. Now today's video is sponsored by DistroKid, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. Now, as you can see, I do have two microphones in front of me. We have the UAD standard SD-1 over here and the Fifine K688 over here. Now both of these microphones are modeled after the Shure SM7B, but I don't have that microphone on hand for comparison. Now throughout this video, I will be switching back and forth between the SD-1 and the Fifine K688. That way you guys can hear some longer samples of the microphone while we talk about this subject. I also won't be doing too much processing to either microphone in the final video. I'll probably do a little bit of gain staging just to make sure that the volume levels are the same and that it's an equal playing field for both of them. Now, as I said before, why not both microphones? Now, of course, this will always be dictated by what your current needs are and if it's within your budget to even get two microphones. But I also feel like that subject matter in itself is not talked about, because if you really think about it, professional recording studios have multiple microphones and they all serve a different purpose for a different reason. And when it comes to our home studios, how come we don't approach it the same way? Now, of course, if you've been working on your home studio over the course of years and you've bought new gear, you've upgraded here and there, you might end up with a collection. Now, when you're intentionally creating your studio, are you intentionally buying multiple microphones for different uses? Now, in my case, it's definitely been the latter. Throughout the years of upgrading equipment, trying new things, I kind of ended up with a few types of microphones, but I've also noticed that everything has a place. Now, for the SD-1, I prefer to use it more towards my official vocal takes when it comes to the tracks and the songs that I want to record and put out into the world. And for the Fifine, I feel like its place definitely exists when I want to go out and about. I want to carry some recording equipment with me, but I don't want to bring my heavy guns with me either. And God forbid if anything happens to your equipment, it's easy to replace. It's not as difficult as mustering up another couple of hundreds of dollars for a new microphone. Now, I do have a few things that I like about each of these microphones, but before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor, DistroKid. Now, I have been a long user of DistroKid long before they became a friend and supporter of this channel. And over the years, it's been great to see DistroKid grow as a company and create tools that really help us as independent artists. And one of those tools is Mixia. Now, Mixia is a powerful tool that can help you make your music sound great in a hurry. Now, we all know that nothing will ever replace true artistry and working with a human music engineer. Now, for artists who are short on time and resources, this is where Mixia can come in and save the day. With Mixia, DistroKid members can put the finishing touches on their tracks in just minutes, while also getting a customizable and polished result. Now, for an unlimited number of mixed tracks, Mixia is just $99 for the entire year, which is actually a really great deal. If you think about the cost of mastering each track individually, it could easily range upwards of the hundreds of dollars per track, maybe even thousands. Now, the process is super simple. Just upload a song, listen to it, customize it if you so choose, and then download the finished track. From there, you can go straight to uploading and you're good to go. Now, as I was saying before, there are a few things that I like about each of these microphones. Now, for the Fifine K688, what I like about this microphone is that there are multiple inputs. Not only does it have the traditional XLR input, but it also allows for a USB-C to a USB input into your computer. Now, this is a great option to have if you are just starting out and you don't have an interface yet. The interface is not in the budget and you want to get to recording as soon as possible. You won't be limited. It also has a headphone jack so that you can directly monitor yourself from the microphone. And on the back of it, you also have gain knobs and a volume knobs for that headphone jack. Now, what I like about the SD-1 is that it is a super solid build. It's definitely heavier than I thought it would be. Now, a fun fact that I really like about this microphone is that if you accidentally have the phantom power on, it will not ruin this microphone. It is written in the user manual. Phantom power, if it's turned on, it won't ruin your microphone. Now, I can't say the same thing about the Fifine, but I do know from personal past experience, unfortunately, ruining some microphones because I didn't realize that the phantom power was on. That extra 48 volts definitely short-circuited some microphones and they're no longer working. So it's nice to know that this mic has that protection and your investment won't go out the window. Now, while this microphone does not have multiple inputs, it does have some EQing options on the back of it. One of those EQ options is a low cut, which helps reduce rumble noise, touching of the microphone if you're going to be handling it by hand, and it's really helpful to reducing room noise. Now, right now, I actually have the AC running, so you might actually hear it in either one of these microphones. I do have everything set to a flat response. The other EQ option is a vocal attenuation, which essentially boosts the frequencies that are affiliated to vocal articulation. So if you're using this voice for a podcast, you can always flip that up and have clear, crisp audio automatically recorded right into the mic before you do anything else in your DAW or in your editing software. So my question for you is this. What did you think of each mic so far in the video? Do you feel like you liked one more over the other? Did you not hear any differences? Do you yourself already have multiple microphones at your disposal? Definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll check you guys out in the next video.